Hello, PTG. We are back. Hyper G and Gobbo.
Hello.
How you doing, Gobbo? You all right?
Really good, thank you. I'm offering you a different view of a different room in my house today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Has this one got walls?
It's got walls and a window.
Oh, nice. An upgrade.
Yeah.
So, joining me again for another one of your battles with your Squiglonians.
Yes. Squiglonians.
Against your same opponent, in fact. Mr.
Against
Tiri.
Dan.
Yeah.
His Goblins of Doom.
Okay, so this is actually Scabfat then. This is the proper rivalry, isn't it?
We both use the same lists pretty much from Art of War 3.
Of course.
When we were on table 1. And so this is the rematch.
Okay, and that was actually on the live stream on PTG, wasn't it? During
on table 1, yeah.
Cool, yeah. So remind me what the result was of that one, Gobbo.
It was 20-0 to me,
which is awesome.
Really good.
Okay,
the first and only time I've won 20-0 on a table 1.
yeah. Although, was it the only time you've been on a table 1?
Yes, and probably the only time I'll ever be on a table 1.
Oh, you never know. You never know. There's any number of occasions where it could happen again. Cool. Yeah. All right. So with that big build-up, you played Refuse Flank, which you forgot what it was called for ages and just kept on saying corners to me over and over again. And I was like,
corners.
Corners? That could be Dawn Assault. That could be anything, you know.
No, yeah. Corner to corner.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Of course. And it's Capture the Flag, so that one's all right, isn't it? So
this game was 1:30 in the morning, just after the previous game, and we were both a little bit tired.
Yeah.
So
excuses coming out early.
Things might not be as accurate as they're supposed to be, but we did our best, and we finished about 3:45. We went to bed in the end.
Wow. So. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you start at 1:30 in the morning, you're not going to be finished by 2, are you? So
no.
Well, unless you make some really bad mistakes. Even I haven't managed that.
Just wait and see.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So Squiglonians, obviously, same list, 2 battles in a row.
Same list, yeah.
So you know what you're doing with all that. Obviously, they had a miraculous druidism-like recovery from dying horribly in your last battle. Not to put you in a good mood to start with.
I was going into this battle thinking, look, last game was a little bit dodgy.
Yeah.
A couple of failed charges. It could have swung my way.
Yeah.
So this one was we're going to reset the lines. We're not going to take it to heart.
Of course.
And we're gonna beat up some goblins.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do with any loss, isn't it? You got to learn from it, forget it ever existed. One or the other. Maybe both.
It was videoed and we talked about it. But that's fine.
Well, there is that. Yeah, there is that. The memory lives on, doesn't it, with these? So Dan Tiri with his named list. We've got Scabfat, of course, the common goblin king on the. In fact,
he's not on a thing.
Is he supposed to be on a thing?
No. So Scabfat's the leadership bubble chap that's on foot.
Oh, he's actually on foot. I thought I got.
Then he's also got he's got one as well.
Skittergit is on the Gargantula. Gotcha. Yeah. So isn't the general? Yeah, that makes sense actually. A lot of people do that, is not put their general on the Gargantula, just in case they meet a cannon or whatnot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I've fallen into that trap actually of killing a.
Not that I've got any cannons. Yeah. But...
No. You got scorpions, aren't they? Better, aren't they?
Last game they killed the bomber, didn't they?
The whirly bomber. Yeah.
Whirly bomber. Yeah.
Exactly. Trademark. Yeah. Exactly. So. And then you got Witch Doctor on Thaumaturgy, another Witch Doctor on Pyromancy, and then Niblet, the BSB, who's literally just got a bit of armor, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's pretty much naked.
Then you got 2 big blocks of Forest Goblins, Spears and Shields, and Greentide. 2 lots of common goblins with bows, that's interesting. Nasher Wrecking Teams, good. And they're the beautiful ones that Dan created, aren't they?
Yeah, ping pong balls.
Yeah, awesome.
And springs.
A bit of Nasher herds. I don't know why I said Nasher 3 times. There's 3 units, that's why. It's definitely not a stutter. 3 Skewerers, Gargantula, and a Great Green Idol. Nice.
Yeah, so he had 2 last game with the dwarfs, and now he's got 3.
Yeah, and we're back in the grotto, or at least we haven't left the grotto.
Back in the grotto.
Yeah. Now the Squiglonian's a bit more of a army picture of that. Is that after deployment or just randomly on the table?
After deployment.
Okay. Do you want to say what's left to right then?
Left, we then have the yeomen.
Yep.
We then have the questing knights. We then have the Knights of the Realm with the BS. No, not Knights of the Realm. The Grails with the BSB.
Okay. Yeah.
Then have the Duke on Hipposquig. Questing knights. You then have to the right hand side unit of 6 unit of 6 Knights of the Realm, and then a unit of Knights of the Realm next to them as well.
Yeah. So the question. Scorpions. Sorry, you go.
Sorry, go on. No, after you, man.
I was just going to say the question for you is obviously because they're all on squigs, you could get confused easily with what unit's which.
Yes.
But obviously you designed them and you know. Do you find going against opponents that they're sometimes asking you what unit's what? Or is it very much like when we do proxy battles, once they've established which is which, they remember?
So with the Questing Knights, for example, they've got bastard swords.
Yeah, sure.
The Grail Knights are painted red. They also then have gold lances. And then the Knights of the Realm, they all have lances in the full plate.
Sure.
So again, they are visually different. You can't necessarily see it in the picture here.
Yeah, sure.
When you're in the battle, you can see it.
In a strange way, your army, don't take offense by this, I hope you won't, it's kind of a bit proxy, isn't it?
It's 100% proxy.
Because, I mean, it's not actually Kingdoms of Equitaine, horses and knights, is it? And
no, not at all.
It's just like a... But you didn't design it knowing you were going to become part of PTG, so... Crazy.
No.
Yeah, anyway. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent, really.
That's all right, no.
Here come the ping pong balls, and yeah, nice. I mean, I know that you are a very creative person yourself, Gobbo, but even someone of your talents could admire other people with talents like Dan.
So, me and Dan, we have like a love-hate sort of relationship. So again, we compete against each other to do the wackiest thing.
Yeah.
And he pulled out of the bag with these ping pong ball lashes. I think they're genius.
Yeah, I mean, they're really light as well, aren't they? Because they're basically they are ping pong balls with green stuff, aren't they? So
yeah, and springs in between them.
Yeah.
They actually wobble and bobble about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, oh well, love me a bit of Nashers, don't we? So
just a couple.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the overhead cam again. And did you say that this was mounted this time on the roof, or did I? No, you said it was in the next one to come. I'm going to do that spoiler again, aren't I?
It's right, don't worry.
Yeah, give it. We've still got to wait.
Just go through terrain for you.
Oh, sure, yes.
At the top left, we've got a forest.
Yep.
We've then got on the bottom left, that's a hill, the white one.
Yep.
We then have ruins, which is impassable ruins in the centre.
Okay.
So like a building, for example. To the right, top right, we then have an impassable ruins.
Yep.
It's like a portal thing you can see. You've then got another forest and then a ruins that you can go into, which is where the goblins are.
Of course.
On the right hand side.
Yeah, sure. And sorry, I sort of skipped over Dan's deployment, really. So
that's all right, don't worry.
Got 3 Nashers up at the front lines with his wrecking teams out front.
And his boss is on giant Nashers as well. So he's
I see, yeah.
Basically going to run at me.
Yeah, pretty much. Absolutely.
But I started deploying on the right-hand side next to the portal. So I dropped Scorpion, and the Yeoman that you can see on the top right.
Yeah.
And by that point, he then dropped.
Gotcha.
So dropped for first. So I then deployed everything behind the hill on the right-hand side.
So you weren't interested in going for first turn, then you wanted to pray, and
I wanted to pray. To pray. I try to always pray. I think the extra +1 to your Aegis for that strength, especially with things like Nasher teams.
Yes,
you've got the Gargantulas. Yeah, it's worth it.
Absolutely. Anyway. Yeah, sure. That's fair.
So all me beasties, all me night blocks were hidden behind the hill, and I effectively, because of the impassable in the centre, cut off half of his army just by deployment.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Makes sense.
That's my thought, anyway.
Sure.
So
I should mention before we crack into the actual action, This one's not annotated like the last one was.
No.
So let us know if you haven't already whether you think annotating battles is a upgrade or whether you don't think it's necessary. Obviously, I'm not talking to you necessarily, Gobbo. There, you can give your opinions if you wish, but I'm talking to you, the viewers. Let us know what you think. And the fact that we're recording this only the day after we recorded the last one, so obviously any comments that you'd put on the first battle, we haven't read them yet because they don't exist yet.
Yes.
So when the comments do come through, if you decide to do so, we'll obviously look at that feedback and decide going forward whether we do more annotations or not.
And again, the camera angle as well, if you prefer the top-down view as opposed to the
on the ground,
over the shoulder sort of style.
Or a mixture of both. Let us know what you like.
Exactly.
That's what we want, a bit of feedback.
Okay.
Always good. So he runs at you.
So he runs at me. So Danton 1. Mangler 1 goes 9 inches. Mangler 2 goes 11 inches.
Okay, so they're kind of playing ball. So
they're going for it, which is not too bad. And then just moves up. He starts to try and angle his spider on the top right, which I believe is his king.
Okay.
To try and come back because he realises now his mistake of being split up by the impassable.
Yeah, sure.
So just above the impassable next to the forest is my 2 blocking Knights of the Realm units.
Yeah.
And also again my yeomen, which vanguarded across this way back towards my lines.
Of course they did.
Rather than vanguarding forwards.
Yeah.
So my entire army now is on that side of the board. Which pretty much leaves those 2 Nasher teams. The Nasher Dashers and the Wrecking team and the boss on Nasher plus the king kind of stranded.
Yeah, they're going to have to go all the way around, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, hopefully I can bring to bear my entire force against half of his army.
Yeah.
Which, they're just goblins. I know there's spiders there as well, but that was my thought process anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Magic, he gets Pyroclastic Flow off on the Yeoman and kills 4.
Okay. I'm not
Straight away, that's the Yeoman gone. They panic and run. And his Bolt Throwers all just miss everything.
Oh, okay.
And that is the end of his first turn. So a nice quick turn for Dan.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, your counter is swift.
Yeah, I'm not hanging about this time. I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I bet you do, yeah.
So the Duke, the Knights of the Realm, and the small Knights of the Realm unit go into the squigs. So we just all go helpful leather. The Knights of the Realm take D6 Mangler. Knights of the Realm die to the Mangler.
Yeah.
So I position it by going directly over the Mangler squig. Yeah, so we take out the first Mangler.
But they die to it.
And they die horribly.
So, I mean, points for points, that what's that trade-off?
It's 230 for the Knights of the Realm.
Yeah, so Dan probably gains from it, but the threat's gone.
That's the thing, because if that Mangler went into my Knights of the Realm unit, the big one, with the damsel in as well, it would just wreck it, and it would take away my teeth, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you become vulnerable to a counter charge, whereas with full numbers, you can still threaten.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Then Duke goes 11 inches into the squigs. Both Manglers are dead. So we managed to get the Yeoman in front as well, which is not too bad. So Magic, I get an 8 on the Magic.
I think I've skipped the pictures on a bit far here because we've gone after that combat. But carry on with your Magic.
That's all right, yeah. So I don't get anything off. So I have loads
of okay.
So he manages to block it. Even Oaken Throne didn't get off, which is a pain in the bum.
Wow.
The Scorpions miss everything.
Yeah. Oh, so there you go. So when I skipped Magic and shooting in the pictures, that was because I knew nothing was going to happen.
Yeah, I also skipped Magic and shooting pretty much. So.
Fair enough.
So these squigs die horribly.
Which you'd hope for, really. I mean, they're pretty explosive, but if you can attack before them, or at least the same time, then realistically...
Well, it was the Duke and the Knights of the Realm block. So again, it was the impact hits as well.
Yes.
So impact hit banner. So I then overrun 10 inches and 9 inches with both of them and get straight into his forest.
So Hippo Squig is up for it today then?
He's hungry.
New day.
He doesn't want
to
get shot by bolt throwers this time.
No, certainly. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and in the movement phase, we move the Questing Knights and the Grail Knights up onto the hill.
Yep. So
we're now
nice little
starting to
come
round, which is good. That's the end of the turn. Okay, so Dan Tiri, turn 2.
Yes.
His spider goes into the flank of the Duke.
Which was always going to happen, likely. You know.
I don't mind that. I think my Duke can take him.
Okay.
And then his boss goes into the flank of the Knights of the Realm. So you can see the little square of the main Knights of the Realm block.
Yes, I can see that, Okay.
So he's now starting to try and gang up, get forward. He's also set up counter charges with his other spider.
Yeah.
And so he's starting to try and recuperate.
It's all a bit of a traffic jam down there, really, then, isn't it?
It is, considering there's a train coming down the hill in a second.
Well, yeah, there is that. I mean, it doesn't really matter what that unit of Knights of the Realm in the middle is doing now, because they have set the bait, haven't they? And they've done their charge, ready for your other units to do the next charge. Yeah.
So for me, I'm not sure if I would have put the Gargantula into the flank of the Duke.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially knowing that the Questing Knights and the Grail Knights are coming down the hill now into my flank. Unless he thinks he can blow through me in one turn.
Yes.
But it's just Forest Goblins and a normal spider. It's not a king on it or anything like that.
Yeah, and the Gargantula in that flank is actually only attacking your character, isn't it? It's not able to get on the Knights. So
no.
Okay.
And against him, I'm still going to have, I think it's a 4-up, 5-up? No, 4-up, 4-up.
Yeah.
So I put the Talisman. So I think it's a pretty risky move for him, but if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. It almost makes your 2 Knight units on the hill have a target that they may have not had.
Yeah. Really. Well, because he causes fear as well, the Questing Knights get +1 range. So
what you're saying is it's unfailable.
just wait. Just wait.
Right. We'll carry
Any game that involves dice, mate, I can ruin.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's the impact hits.
Nice. Yeah.
But before we do that, we've got magic first.
Sure.
So magic, he does smite on the Duke. He reduces my strength by 1.
Okay.
I then stop bubble flaming swords because that could really start to hurt.
Yeah.
He then fails bring the pain.
Okay.
Which is not too bad.
That would have been really useful for multiple units attacking your Knights, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Because he does that on the Knights as opposed to on one of his units. So yeah. Okay.
Bolt thrower then takes Questing Knight, and that's it.
Okay.
Shooting.
Okay.
Combat. Yeah. So the impact hits is 7 goblins killed.
Nice.
Duke and the Squig take another 6. Knights of the Realm take another 5.
Yeah.
And the horses take another 2. So, and then the spider does 1 wound.
To your Hipposquig.
To the Hipposquig, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, because that gang actually isn't a character, is it? So
the one on the left isn't. The one on the right is.
And I'm guessing Scabfat is chilling out in the unit behind. Is that right?
He is. However, he's also his mage is directly behind.
Right. So, out of the unit.
Currently yes.
Okay.
So I thought that was a little bit. I would have moved him out of the direct charge through route.
Sure. Myself, although the Goblin unit is now steadfast rerollable 10, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Or I suppose it would be 9, wouldn't it, for fear?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Shall we carry on? I'm guessing they don't break.
He sticks.
Sure.
Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Knights of the Realm goes into the. So this is the 6-man Knights of the Realm unit goes into the flank of the Goblin boss.
Yeah.
We then have the Grails and the Questing Knights make it into the side of the spider.
Sure. I mean, if it was a traffic jam before, I mean, you know that you do have 6/8 of the rest of the board as well, right?
Oh, I know. We've decided to use just this one part here.
Yeah.
So both of us were actually standing on this side of the table as well.
No, I bet you were just
didn't need to bother with the other one.
A corner each.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So we get Oaken thrown off, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I also then get Summer Growth off, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And grow back some Knights, which is nice.
Yeah.
We then use the Bolt Thrower, so the Scorpions, and it takes a wound off the Squig boss.
Okay.
Not bad.
Well, the one in the middle, the one that's loose.
Yes,
yeah,
the one that's running about a bit.
Sure.
And then it starts to go very wrong for Dan.
Okay.
So the Duke kills 6 goblins. The Paladin does 1. Grail Knights do another 7. Knights of the Realm do another 2 on the Goblin boss. The Horse also then does the final one on the Goblin boss, killing him.
Right.
The Squig come back, does 2 to the Knights of the Realm. The Goblin boss does 1 to the Knights of the Realm, and the Goblins do 1 to the Knights of the Realm. So we take 5 in total.
Nice.
Dead. So he's done some damage.
Yeah.
But he's pretty much gone. I think his spider dies as well. But
okay.
Check that in a second.
Yeah, so that's him removing casualties there. Okay.
Yes. So, and he sticks still, I believe.
Okay, so is he just still steadfast? Oh, no, he's not. He's not.
Yeah, because I haven't got any knights there.
Yeah, the knights have lost a rank as well.
So I haven't got any ranks now.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. Because technically the goblin boss is gone, so I'm no longer in the flank there.
Sure.
The spider's gone now.
Yeah.
So I'm no longer in the flank there. So he's got ranks banner. I've got banner. That's it.
He's not steadfast though, is he? So he's not steadfast there. He's only got one. No, sorry. He's got the same amount of ranks as you.
Yeah.
So
it shouldn't have been steadfast.
Well, it would have been auto break, I would have thought, from the casualties, wouldn't it? But he's hung around.
Missed that.
If he had one more goblin, he would have been steadfast.
Yeah. This was about 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's the problem when you have pictures; they don't lie necessarily. But
exactly,
yeah. All right.
Do the next pictures have gone?
Yeah, they look like
they're gone.
Oh, they are gone.
They are gone. Yeah.
Oh, they have gone. So there you go. They do break.
He hasn't finished taking them off.
No, well, that's more encouraging for you because it means you haven't missed out on an opportunity there. All right, cool.
So we blow through with them.
Yeah.
And I catch the spider. I catch the goblins. I think.
Yeah.
But I don't get far enough to catch his mage that's there.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think I'm a couple of inches short of his mage.
Yeah. Sure.
With both the Hipposquig and the other one, the knights. The Knights of the Realm go straight into the front of the big spider.
Oh right, okay. Were they in? Oh, they were in combat with the Squig
Goblin boss into the flank.
Boss, weren't they? Yeah, sure.
So they just now run straight over, and then also the Questing Knights and the Grail Knights start to turn to face now, waiting for whichever unit comes free first.
Of course, yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Dan's turn 3.
Okay. Yes, because I was expecting you to say that they're going to actually charge into your knights, but this is actually your overrun. Yeah, okay. So what's he going to do about it is the question. So I see his mage has moved at least.
Yeah, he's hidden his mage.
Yeah.
The Goblin boss on the Squig goes into the rear of the Knights of the Realm.
Okay, yeah. Well, that was probably always coming because the Scorpions didn't finish him off, yeah.
And also again, so I've got now the Goblin King on the spider and also the Goblin boss on the Squig behind me. So there's 6 there. So they're pretty much gone.
Yeah.
The Squigs in the top centre go into the Scorpion.
Of course they do, yeah.
So they finally made it over to there now.
Yeah.
Which is not too bad.
That was always going to happen. The Scorpion was never going to shoot at them.
I couldn't
stop them. Yeah.
But again, if it's wasted that unit, then great.
Yeah.
Magic. So he dispels Oaken Throne first time this game.
Oh no, yeah. This picture's after his combat and into your turn now.
Is it?
Yeah, because you've charged your knights.
Yes.
Do we want to go back?
Yeah, go back.
I'll go back one. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
So, Hand of Heaven.
Okay,
7 hits, Strength 2, does 1 wound.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Not bad.
That's what Hand of Heaven can do sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. It's like the old, was it Gift of Zinch or something like that?
It's exactly that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that spell in Thaumaturgy. I used to have it on my ogres, and then it didn't do anything at Art of War, so I fell out with it.
Yeah, same with Comet.
Oh, yeah.
Dispel, bring the pain again, which is good. He then manages to get smite through on the Knights of the Realm, taking them down a strength. So they're now only strength 5 on the charge.
Yeah. And the Gargantula's res 6, so...
Yes. So it's starting to stack up against them, really.
Sure.
The Squigs kill the Scorpion, which we kind of knew was going to happen, really.
Of course, yeah.
The Boss does 1 wound with the impact hits. The Spider only manages 1 wound on the Knights of the Realm.
Gosh, okay. So didn't bring his can opener.
No, and the Gobbo's on top did a wound. So they did 3 wounds in total.
Yeah.
I managed to stick on a 4.
I suppose would you not have been steadfast? No, the Gargantula.
I've only got 3 left.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So which is not too bad, really.
No. So
so they're stuck there, which now opens up that massive flank.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah. For the next picture, which I've kind of already spoiled.
It's all right.
But yeah, you can get both of them in. I mean, they would have had very little to do if they weren't able to get in there if the Gargantula's gone or whatever, wouldn't they? So, yeah.
Did I charge? It's weird. My thing here just says the Knights of the Realm goes into the Archers, which is the front part there.
Yeah, they did at the bottom right, because you had to move them out of the way of the Gargantula's flank in order to get to the Archers, didn't you?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Spider tends to face the Grails. That's why. Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, so I go into the Spider.
Yeah,
which is fine. So there we are. So magic, I get a 2. So Oaken Throne goes off. Great.
Yeah.
Summer Growth, no. So my magic is just terrible at the moment. I can't seem to get Druidism to work for me at the minute.
Okay. Well, Druidism is kind of like if it works, it can be very powerful, but otherwise
Art of War, I was just bringing back Knights left, right, and centre, really getting like my mileage out of it. Whereas this, I think I've probably got 3 spells off in 2 games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
That's just Dan knows how to face it, but
yeah.
Anyway.
It's all about getting rid of the right spell at the right time, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Final Scorpion misses.
Okay.
Whatever he was shooting at. The impact hits on the Knights of the Realm, does 5 wounds.
That's good.
Yeah. Knights of the Realm do 2 wounds, and the horse does another wound.
Yep.
So break 11 inches off the board. So that's his next. His archer's then gone as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
Shoot him off the board, which is fine.
And that's a scoring unit, of course. It's your second scoring unit.
Yes, second scoring unit, which is good. The Duke, if you can see on the right-hand side, I managed to move him out of charge range, but facing back towards the Goblins.
Yeah.
And also then the Knights of the Realm die, unfortunately.
Okay.
To the Spider.
Yeah. But they did their job, didn't they? They held up both the Spider and the
Yeah, but I don't know why the Spider's still alive.
Well, I mean, he got flank charged by your questing and your Grail Knights, so if he has survived, he's done awfully well. Unless it was it a duel? Did he duel you out or something?
I must have done.
Because that's the only way to avoid. Because that Gargantula is a character, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm guessing
that's must have what happened. Because otherwise, he'd die. He'd die horribly.
To both units, he would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go to the next picture and see if maybe that reveals it? Or
yep.
Yeah, Spider's still there anyway. He seems to have got out of combat.
Did I not go in?
Surely you did. Well, you had to have done.
Is there any way you can zoom in on the previous picture?
On the previous picture? Let's have a look. Asking me to use... Oh, blimey, this is new. There you go. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that.
Keep going again.
Not sure I can. No, that's as much as it goes.
I'm not in combat, am I?
No, you're not. That's his Haldar that's joining you up, isn't it?
So unless I couldn't complete the charge, or...
Maybe.
Or I was waiting. Why would I wait? Doesn't make any sense.
Not sure. If you could get to there, then you could have got in combat. Because, I mean, the Knights that are now off the board got out of the way by charging the Archers, didn't they?
Yeah.
Unless the Hippo Squig was in the way.
That's what it was. No, it couldn't have been, because the Hippo Squig...
Well, he would have been he might have been in the way of the Questing Knights, but certainly not the Grail Knights. That might be a 2:30 in the morning decision.
Probably. I don't think it matters about the time for that, mate, to be honest. It's a Gobbo decision.
No, surely not. So that meant in response.
So that meant his spider then charged the Grails.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. And yeah, it's done sort of. You had to close the door to him.
Exactly.
Because he can't really move around all that much in that confined space. Okay. And that goblin wizard is still hanging around at the bottom, running around on his own.
Unless he's dead, I'm not sure.
And the Nasha character has also managed to charge the flank of your questings.
Yes.
So
the boss goes into the questers, So I think this must be I'm exhausted.
Well, yeah, possibly.
I don't want to take anything away from Dan because he's a great guy. He knows what you're doing, but
there must have been a reason you couldn't get into the flank of the Gargantula. There must have been.
Yeah, there must have been. I can't think of why I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But then this is after combat because now you've held with both your Grail and your questing, and you've reformed to get into a more favourable position for the ever favourable Equitaine grind, as they call it.
Yes.
That's what's going on, isn't it, now? And that's at the end of Dan's turn.
Yes, so my Knights of the Realm can come back on the board again in a minute.
Yeah, they will do, yeah.
Questers. My notes are a little bit haphazard now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just making guesses based on the pictures, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
He's in the rear to me, in the rear of the questers.
I think he was, and now you've turned after holding the combat. Because your space where your model used to be is at the back now. So if I go back to the previous picture, that was him charging your flank.
So I must have turned.
And then you held the combat after he's killed one.
Yeah.
Probably in a duel, maybe. Probably killed the champion.
And that was the quester that died to the bolt thrower.
Yeah.
So, I must have turned to face after winning or sticking.
Yeah, sticking.
Then it says here I challenged the king.
Oh, okay.
My paladin.
Yeah.
So he did 3 wounds, I did none.
Sure.
Great. And then just stuck, which is where we are there.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
There we go. Then turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
This is my next turn.
Yeah.
Duke then fails the charge.
Oh no.
Into the flank of the spider.
So I suppose that was a bit of a longer charge than going into the goblins, but obviously you wanted to get your Grail free. Grail Knights free, so...
Well, the spider dying, that would be game over for Dan.
Of course it would, yeah, because that goblin unit with his general and his PSB, as much as there's a lot of goblins there, it's not that killy. So
no, it's just goblins.
Yeah.
Which is
And obviously the next turn you got
it was only going to be around about 7 or 8. So it wasn't a long charge.
And plus is he a questing guy? Does he get +1 on the charge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's longer than a 5 though, so he's a more respectable fail.
Yeah. Well, he did some damage this game, but
yeah.
Not enough, unfortunately.
He's run out of energy again. Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
So how did these combats turn out for you this time round?
I forgot to say, sorry, in turn 4, the Skewerer took 3 wounds off the Hibbersquig.
So you are a little bit ropey on
I've got 1 wound left.
Gotcha.
So
it's a little bit risky.
That's why I didn't want to go into the goblins.
Yeah, sure.
The sheer volume of poison attacks coming at me.
Yeah.
There we go. So my magic, I then managed to get summer growth off, which is good, and grow some Grail Knights back.
Okay.
And then the Scorpion,
the last remaining one,
shoots into the Squigs and kills 3, which is not bad.
Okay.
The boss Gobbo does 1 wound to the Questing Knights, and just I don't do anything in return again, which seems really, really odd to me because they're still strength 5.
Yeah, sure. Great weapon, isn't it?
They should be doing more than that. Yeah.
Okay.
Then the Grail Knights and the Paladin fluff.
Okay.
I do no wounds at all. And he does 4.
Wow. Okay.
And I break with my BSB because I'm over and then Dan mops up.
Oh no, yeah. So that Gargantua in the middle, that king, I mean, you haven't got like wound tokens up or anything like that. Did it literally take wounds from all of that?
No wounds. Nothing.
Ouch.
Which is, I just completely fluffed all my dice rolls. But again, with the Grail Knights there, I've taken Vermin Demons, I've taken Giants out in before they even strike. Anything monstery-wise, I can normally one-shot.
Yeah.
But for some reason, just couldn't do it.
No. Okay.
So I've lost my BSB now. And so Dan.
So when you say Dan mopped up, he literally mopped up, as it happened. Because it was his turn next. So he's got the Squigs to charge a Grail off the board, the Gargantula to charge your Questing Knights and destroy them.
And also the Goblins went into the front of the Questers.
Yeah, and then the Scorpion, the
Scorpions
take off the Duke. Literally
one turn he wiped the rest of my army off the board.
And that was looking so good at one point. Sorry, I shouldn't say that so brazenly, but...
At all, no. Again, one of the things about the game is that it's dice.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of parts in it I think I didn't go into that spider. I don't know why I didn't do that. Looking at it now, it seems folly.
We both thought you were in because it was like the almost obvious move, wasn't it?
That's what I would.
Because it doesn't look like you didn't move them anywhere else. You moved them like an inch away from the charge.
Yeah.
So what was stopping you doing that last inch? Because it wasn't a failed charge, because they would have just stumbled forward.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. I honestly don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that there is that confusion for you, because I'm pretty sure that king...
I should have wiped that myself. Yes, I would have lost all my little bits and like my Scorpions, my chaff. But I would have run over the rest of his army.
Yeah, the Goblin King goes down on the Gargantua.
Goblin King goes down, then the Grails and the Questers and the Knights of the Realm then go into the final Goblin unit.
Yeah, because there's no penalty to Equitaine for refusing duels anymore, is there?
No.
They don't lose the blessing if they refuse a duel, do they, anymore?
I don't think so.
Because that's an old
But even then,
thing,
it's Grail Knights, so I've still got silly amount of attacks.
Yeah. I mean, what I was thinking, if you got into that combat and the Goblin King challenged you out, you can refuse it without penalty, and then everything attacks the spider. And
the Paladin would have to go to the back.
Yeah, or someone would. But that's no loss, really. Because the Grail Knights are almost characters in themselves, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So it went from
a conundrum there, really.
Went from going exceedingly well.
You're sure that you didn't do the charge and then Dan just moved them back an inch when you went to the toilet or something, and then you got to combat phase and you were like, "Oh, I didn't charge them." Let's say that. Let's say that Dan screwed you over with that one.
I got hoodwinked.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to take anything away from Dan because again, he's a cracking chap, but
crafty little scab fat though.
Oh, bloody scab fat.
Yeah, so I mean, we haven't really gone into it, but ended up at a 19-1 because
it was mine to win, really, wasn't
it? Just disappeared. But as much as I don't want to mention it again, it hinges on that non-charge, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Wow.
But again, in terms of the way I used the army in both games, apart from that, obviously the pivotal part in the centre in the second game, I don't think there's anything I would do differently.
No, absolutely. You'd set it up really nicely, using that terrain to your advantage there.
Again, I like trying to find a hill. Hills are quite nice, especially for cavalry going downhill.
Yeah, I mean, Lucky Sixes uses hills with Equitaine really well. So, although he still says he's a beginner. Yeah.
You can't just rely on dice, though.
That's true. Not all of us can, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Lucky ones.
Well, thank you, Gobbo, for that report.
Thank you.
That was an interesting one. That's what an early morning one can be sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and thanks for that back-to-back encounter versus Dan. Much appreciated. It's good to see other people's battles as well as just mine.
Hopefully more coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to it already. So hit us up with the comments on these videos. This one, obviously. Let us know what you think happened with that charge that never was. Because maybe there's a really obvious reason why that wasn't possible, and we're just missing it because you know, we're obviously not lucky sixes. We don't have that inner-built genius, do we? So you know, maybe there was.
I have been told before that I lack the killer instinct. To go in
yeah, but stopping an inch away. That's just too nice. Brilliant. Cool. So like, share, subscribe, give us some comments, give us some thoughts. Obviously comment on annotations, on this new design of the battle result screen and the emblems and stuff like that. All the new things that we're doing differently. And yeah, we would love to continue improving. And Gobbo, one thing you pointed out today, PTG hit 650 subscribers on this very day of recording. Obviously, this battle report will go out sometime after we hit 650 subscribers. Exactly. But yeah, it was on the day that we recorded this. So thank you, everybody, for subscribing to the channel. It's awesome to hit 650. And let's head towards the next milestone.
Definitely.
651.
Exactly. One of the things to do, guys, if you can share and subscribe. So if you do watch this and you're not subscribed, please do. We've got so much content coming your way. We would love for you to not miss out. Absolutely, because that little notification button where you can find out what's going on without having to actually make the effort of searching us up, it makes a massive difference. I mean, I know from experience, all the YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to as PTG, you know, I wouldn't want to miss the content that's coming out because it's so interesting. You like see that notification pop up, you're like, oh, that sounds cool, I'll watch that. And I don't get the chance to search for these channels. I forget which ones I'm subscribed to. But when I've got the notification button on, I will see what they're doing and be like, yeah, that's cool, I want me a piece of that. So anyway, that's just a little bit preachy, isn't it? Please subscribe. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, Gobbo. I've very much enjoyed doing these two reports with you. I believe the ones after this are actually going to be yourself joining Lucky Sixes for some battles. Yes, so and it's a grotto off.
Ooh,
so it's
nice.
myself versus Chris, who's going to be part of his first battle report.
Wonderful. Very much looking forward to that. I think, not to shout you down too much, but Lucky Sixes might have squeezed in a battle in between that against Tony at the club. But we'll see. We'll see. Those are the next two ones coming up. So thank you very much. And yeah, guys, we'll see you for the next one. Cheerio.
See you soon. Bye.